on this St. Patrick's Day, or St. Patrick's weekend. What a privilege and a pleasure it is to say the words that Ireland are the Six Nations champions for 2014. It'll be a heck of a party wherever you are. Enjoy.
Le champion du tournoi des Six Nations 2014, Lionel.
This extraordinary moment, Brian O'Driscoll, I think the players are now going to do a lap of honour. Wasn't a huge Irish crowd, but certainly, Conor, we heard them. Let's look back over all of these years. This golden generation have finally succeeded in winning this magnificent trophy, and they deserve it, don't they?
Well, I think what was touched upon there, it's not just the people like Brian O'Driscoll, Gordon Darcy, Paul O'Connell, who was unbelievable tonight. It's Joe Schmidt trusting those young players. When France were coming, they were coming wave after wave. He had the faith to chuck on young guys, and that's how you get a sustained period of success, because those guys have experienced in the toughest environment possible. They have experienced what it's like to come through, and you can't underestimate that. It's just great to see Brian so emotional. I'm almost emotional looking when you hear that, and what a great game of rugby. We're privileged to be sitting here watching a game like that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with Conor more. It's a privilege for me. I mean, to get days like this. I mean, the Irish rugby team, for the playing population, I come from a country where it's your national sport. It's not your national sport here. It's a group of young players that come together. As Conor said, you've got young guys, you've got Stephen Ferris back, you've got Sean O'Brien, you've got Zebo, you've got Earl. It's a glorious time for Irish rugby. You've still got the Heineken Cup to come. What a time to be Irish, what a time to be playing rugby. And I'm just proud to say, like Conor, that I've been able to witness this and witness the great career of Brian O'Driscoll.
And indeed, George, you can look at it from the vista of many, many, many years back to our first trophy.
And I'm delighted about one thing in this championship, that coaches have got their due. Because when you look at Wales, but more importantly England and Ireland, you see what two coaches of integrity, who really trust their players, who select soundly, get value. And you see someone like Son Andre and Scott Johnson in Scotland, who have done so little to develop players and teams.
And what's wonderful in a way is the rugby Ireland has played. They've gone back to the old virtues, the quality, the passing, the hand skills, not the big bashing stuff, but the ballet, the poetry.
I mean, George
Smith has brought that to them.
George will go back to when William Webb Ellis picked up the ball and ran. This game is about players expressing themselves, and that is what this Irish team is doing. They're playing with ball. A lot of times people say, oh, they're playing too much, but they're playing to try and keep that. And at one stage you thought with 4 minutes to go they were going to keep the ball for the last 4 minutes.
You mentioned Joe Schmidt. He's standing by. Let's hear from Ireland's victorious coach.
Hugely special moment in Irish sport. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty worn out, to be honest. I think the crowd, they're all still here. I think the fairy tale continued right till the end for the Magic Man, and I'm just delighted for him.
How unbearable was that to live through those closing moments?
Yeah, it's unbearable. I'm not sure I can last too long doing this sort of job. I think the heart just about gave up, but I think we've shown incredible discipline right through the tournament, and I think it was a credit to the players today that they maintained that discipline right till the finish, and to have a very slender lead. I thought across the match we actually probably deserved to win. It was 3 tries to 2, and I thought we scored a couple of great tries. So, in the context of the tournament, I didn't care how we won as long as we got our nose in front, to be honest.
Well, you're pretty good at this job. A championship in your first season. Incredible how this team has grown.
Yeah, I think it's all on the day. I think there's. I've said it before, I think there's troughs and there's high points. Obviously this is a massive high point for us, and we've got to make sure that you know, we don't relax, and we go back to our provinces and we stay really strong. It was great to see some guys who were a couple of our feature players performing last night in Ulster, playing really well and keeping the competition for spots alive. And you know, there's some probably forgotten guys who I think have been fantastic through the tournament. I thought Andrew Trimble was immense tonight. He made some great decisions. He showed some great skill. His acceleration was good. You know, across the board, there was some mammoth performances.
Huge leaders and huge experienced players out there as well. And then the youngsters coming off the bench at the end.
Yeah, and that was tough. You know, I think at the end we'd probably have a look at a few of those scrums that twisted very quickly and probably pose a few questions. But you know, we hung in and we survived, and you know, in the end, that's all that matters right now.
And the perfect send-off for the great man. What are we going to do without him?
Yeah, we're going to start searching right now. The sleeves will get rolled up. We're going to watch the next 2 months of really competitive stuff with the provinces and Great Nick, and you know, the likes of Robbie Henshaw and Darren Cave, who've been serving their apprenticeship with us. They'll keep working really hard, and you know, I'm sure we'll get someone to fill his boots, but their feet might be a bit smaller.
Congratulations, Joe. Enjoy the celebrations.
Thanks, Claire. Appreciate it.
That's it.